Good morning. It is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others and our external environment. And if we want to see change, we have to shift within ourselves and make those changes. So let us get tuned in. Only a day late, and I guess $1 short as well. So there's a reason why you come to these readings. To get tuned in, obviously, is one of those readings, but you want to get tuned into these messages. There are messages that you would like to hear. There's things that you would like to happen, something that you think would make you feel better. So whatever you think that is, I want you to hold that in your mind right now, ever so gently. Good morning, Gina. That thing that you are imagining it's going to make you feel better, that is coming from your ego. Sometimes it knows what you need, and sometimes that's just what you think you need, and this is what you actually need. The Queen of Wands energy. So we need confidence. We need to hold our vision. We need to control our ego, our emotional reactivity. We need to tune into our magnetism, our charisma, our ability to manifest, and to really feel the full effect of our spiritual gifts that we possess. Beautiful energy for this reading. So this is what would actually benefit us today, to understand how attractive we are, how powerful we are, to feel confident. And that's for both sides of self. Okay. So I thought that the divine masculine was going to go first because I thought, wow, he's showing 4 cards. And then the divine feminine showed all of her cards. So I was like, okay, fine. I guess you're going to go first today and tell us what you're thinking and feeling. Remember, the person that you come here to get information about is a reflection of both masculine and feminine energy. So you will get messages from both sides of self about your person. If you can reflect on this information more about how it relates to you and less about how it relates to another person, you'll do a lot of healing that will enable you to actually manifest what you desire, no matter who the person is. Okay, the top of the deck for the overall headspace for Divine Feminine, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot today. We have the lovely 2 of Cups, as depicted by Star Spinner, which has a lot of mermaid and fairies and fairy tale imagery. It's a really gorgeous deck my sister gave me as a gift. So Divine Feminine's got relationship on the brain again. She's thinking about maybe she has a date. Maybe she's got a date tonight. Maybe she has recently been dating. Maybe she is wanting to have this physical union with the masculine in some way. But it's overall on her mind is relationship, connection, and being connected, I think, to somebody who feels like a counterpart to her. So she could be thinking about the twin flame journey, etc. Underlying all her thoughts and decisions, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So this 4 of Cups is such a lovely depiction because of the mermaid imagery. And of course, we're thinking of, for those of us that were raised on Disney, Ariel wanting to be in the land of humans, and really just not enjoying where she is. There's like the grass is always greener type of a feeling. This is also a card about offers, giving and receiving of offers. It's about meditation, contemplation, about being stuck in fantasy, and about grounding something into reality. Because we see this 2 of Cups here, there is this potential that Divine Feminine has recently received some kind of a grounding of her union. So there are those of us that have come into some kind of union or reunited or started communicating or something. And this is what she's thinking about. She's like, or there is this actual grounding, this actual acknowledgement that we will physically be together soon or something. And so that's very much on her mind, going from the fantasy into reality. Because the Two of Cups I associate with physical union. So what has been a fantasy is now coming to be a reality, and she's thinking a lot about that. The next card that's coming up is the Eight of Cups. How interesting. Wow. I've actually never noticed this as long as I've had the deck, but the Four of Cups is when she's a mermaid wanting to be a human, and the Eight of Cups is when she's human wanting to return, wanting to go home. She's homesick and wants to return to the sea. And we got both of these cards in reverse, which is really interesting as well. And my feeling for this is this. This is coming in. It's in the place where I consider the past placement. So it's been an unwillingness to walk away. I'm feeling this energy of in between, of not having gone quite towards your higher calling quite yet, not quite left behind something, but also not sticking around. It's like trying to find a new home. I think there's definitely it's like finding out that both places that you looked, you didn't find what you were looking for. Something about that. That's what she's been dealing with. Do I stay or do I go? Do I stay or do I go? Now, overall, if we have this physical union, it looks like she chose to stay. It looks like she chose not to walk away. Because we have right here in this current energy, the Sun and the Seven of Pentacles again, which is a stalker card today. So it looks like she's patiently awaiting this harvest, which will bring her happiness. Rather than leave, rather than go back home, she's decided to stay, to stick around, to see out the seeds that she's planting. She's choosing to have faith that this harvest will be fruitful, that it's received all the sun she needs, all the enlightenment she needs to be able to effectively harvest this. And then we're seeing this really interesting card that is one of the reasons I love the Star Spinner Tarot, which is that the Eight of Pentacles depicts a masculine energy analyzing a clock. And the Eight of Pentacles is about work in the material. It's about crafting something and working on something. And we're seeing the divine feminine being patient about the divine masculine doing the work he needs to do. It's like she's realized, oh, I don't have to run. I don't have to run away. I just have to be patient. I can see maybe there's been some evidence in this recent like communication or some kind of exchange that she's recently had, some more grounded or practical energy. She's starting to have this understanding of the benefit of time, that the masculine, the time that he's had apart, it's like if she's seeing him, she's like, wait a minute, I actually think this separation is serving him well. I think that he is actually taking this seriously. He is working on himself. And that's all I would really want, honestly. Like, I just want him to like reach his full potential, the potential that I can see, just like I would want that for myself. So she's actually not chafing at the time it's taking for the masculine to do the work. She's being patient. And this is a lesson, a higher level lesson that has been learned, clarifying this Eight of Cups, that rather than run away from obligation or duty or whatever. And it's like she's honoring this higher calling she has to stick around and do the work that she needs to do herself so that she can come into this sacred union. So she's honoring her own vow to have faith that what she's asked for is going to be granted to her. She's also really starting to recognize how limiting beliefs held her back. The next card that's coming out is another stalker card for me, this Page of Cups energy. There she is back in the water, immersed in the water here. She's progressed from that mermaid energy in the Four of Cups through the Eight of Cups where she wanted to be a mermaid again. And now we're at this page where she has, maybe we're seeing the ability to come and go as she pleases. There is an innocence here. We see puppy love. This is a card associated with true love and with apologies and new love. And it's clarifying the Sun and the Seven of Pentacles. So true love is worth waiting for. Divine Feminine is realizing, she's like, you know what? The real thing is worth waiting for. So I'm going to keep waiting for it. I'm not even impatient about it. And then we have the Two of Swords coming out with the Nine of Pentacles. And there is, of course, with the Nine of Pentacles, even though in this card the falcon looks more like an owl to me, but the falcon is a bird that returns. It's a wild bird of prey that returns back to its master. And so there's the theme of what is meant to be will return to me. And the Two of Swords is really, it's like Divine Feminine being like, it's my choice. Like, it is my choice to be single or to enjoy the abundance that I have planted. We have this, the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Pentacles. So all of the material gain that I've experienced, it's now my option to enjoy. And I feel calm here because the Two of Swords is peace restored, the Lord of Peace restored in the Hermetic Tarot. It's about when peace comes after a bit of a struggle and there's a decision that needs to be made. Usually you don't want to make that decision because it will hurt one person or the other. So you surrender to go within and you're just kind of praying that the choice will be made for you. And Divine Feminine is surrendering in that she's like, I know when that divine masculine energy that matches me arrives, the one who has worked on himself, that has prepared himself for union. I know when he arrives that I will feel, I can trust my intuition that the divine has helped me to make this choice. Like I will know it when I see it. And this is kind of her being open, single and dating, because that Two of Cups is really telling me that she's dating in order to arrive at this moment that she knows will come. She has faith will come, that she'll feel true love. This is an optimistic headspace I'm seeing for the feminine energy. The heart space, very interesting. We have the Seven of Swords. We see this divine masculine energy who's kind of creeping away, and there's this distraction here, this cawing, these dark words I think of always as like dark thoughts. But this is actually clarifying the Two of Cups. So I think Divine Feminine, I think she's reflecting a bit upon her own, behind the scenes, what's going on with her right now behind the scenes, because she's not currently with the divine masculine, but she is open and dating and, kind of keeping that to herself. And it's also possible that the masculine energy has revealed to her some of what has been going on behind the scenes, which is maybe something about their meeting also she could have recently met with them. Maybe something about it was clandestine or something, like it wasn't necessarily on the up and up. I also think this is about strategizing how to come into a physical union, like figuring out the steps to take. Something about that. And Divine Feminine feeling like masculine is planning some kind of a surprise. And so she's thinking about them coming together, and she feels like he has some kind of a surprise for her. The niggling feeling in the headspace, clarifying the Four of Cups in reverse, was the same card we already saw. The Two of Cups already clarified by the Four of Cups in reverse. So she has this union in head and heart here, that what was once just a dream or a fantasy is actually becoming a physical reality now. Clarifying the Eight of Cups, showing us that she's not running away. Just in case we weren't sure, we've got the Empress here, which is again somebody that's patiently awaiting. She's taking care of herself, she's nurturing herself, she's literally gestating in this energy, creating her whole world here. And she doesn't need to run or chase because she attracts the energy that she desires. And this she's carrying into this current moment, which I'm really excited to see, where she's feeling something is worth waiting for. This happiness is worth waiting for. This is being clarified by the world. And this is a completion energy in the heart space, feeling like you're not going to have to wait anymore. Precisely because you don't mind if you do. There's no reason to wait any longer. And just to prove this, the Eight of Pentacles, what is the Divine Masculine working on? Oh my God, this reading is fucking nuts. This Knight of Swords energy, here he was strategizing, right? And now he's running towards this motorcycle so that he can come as swiftly as possible to communicate directly to this Divine Feminine. And what is he communicating? I'm shocked right now. We have this Hierophant, and it is being clarified by the Four of Wands. So this Divine Feminine's desire for higher level, sacred union. This is what her heart is feeling. This masculine energy is running to do. He is running to commit to her. He has, through his true love, he has healed, he has balanced out any of this energy, this temperance energy. He has brought this harmony. And then I can't believe this. This is clarified by this freaking Seven of Pentacles card again, which is up here. So we have a lot of union in this Divine Feminine between head and heart. She really honestly feels very calm and very patient right now to stay in this energy that she's in, to really enjoy the rewards of the hard work that she's done, and just having this true feeling that she's just gonna get what she's asked for. She planted the seeds. She knows the masculine is taking care of it, that he's taking care of his body, that he's working, that he's thinking about committing. Like, she's seeing this reflected in some way. And because she can see that in this energy, she's confident that the one who is doing this for her will show up for her as well. It's like, if she can see it in the masculine energy around her, and her friends and her family and herself, then she knows that that person that she wants to be with is also in this energy. And she feels faith, and she feels totally calm. And this Seven of Swords is no longer about cheating or things that are hidden or secret. It's about knowing there are things going on behind the scenes that are actually beneficial to her. What's interesting is when I did this reading today, I didn't feel like I needed to have a whole bunch of oracles. I really only chose a couple oracles today. Not only just because I didn't think I needed to do the longest readings ever, But because I do feel there's a lot of mastery, it's almost like there's not a huge need for all this advice anymore. All right, let's move on to the divine masculine energy. We have the top of the deck. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot for the divine masculine, and we have the Magician. So the divine masculine is really feeling very empowered. He is co-creating. He's not doing this alone, and he's using the tools that he has in front of him. He's really worked very hard to see a vision, to hold that vision when he is working on manifestation. I'm getting a lot of tingling energy, like in my crown. In the back of his mind, we have the Seven of Wands energy. So he is guarded right now. I think he's got I just heard guarded optimism. Like he feels like he can fight off any obstacles. He feels like he's fighting for this love. But he's just trying to like fight off any behaviors, any sabotaging behaviors that could potentially thwart his manifestation, because he's so uber focused on manifesting. The first card that's coming up for him is the Five of Cups, and it's a divine feminine who is looking at 5 spilled cups. So everything is lost, everything, that she's been utterly devastated. So he's reflecting upon the devastation that he's caused in feminines' lives in general, not just the divine feminine, but other feminine energy. There's guilt. He definitely is feeling guilt, but in particular having to do with reciprocation, and we'll see that coming up in just a moment. Before we get there, though, we are seeing this energy, the Queen of Pentacles. So this divine masculine has the feminine on the brain. He definitely is thinking a lot about this specific divine feminine. Someone who is seemingly to him able to provide for herself, independent. She does seem to be like a wife and mother material. And it is somebody that he wants to be her equal, her counterpart. The next card that's coming up is the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is finally awakening, no longer being silent, being quiet, resting, but actually waking up, communicating what has not been expressed. And that's being backed up by this Six of Pentacles, which was clarifying the Five of Cups, which is how I know that this sadness divine masculine is feeling, that the divine feminine must have felt, really came from his lack of generosity with her, for not fully reciprocating. But he has, in the same position as the feminine side, that temperance energy. This is a masculine in temperance, and this is a feminine energy in temperance in this card. He's felt this harmony, this balancing with the divine feminine inside of himself, which is allowing him to feel like he can now come forward and tell her everything that he was sleeping on, everything that he was just not awakened to. He's really feeling like, wow, this feminine is incredible. Like I don't talk to her. I make her go through this period of sadness and separation, and and she builds herself up, becomes this independent, nurturing, healing, loving, light-filled energy. balances herself out, regulates all of her emotions, isn't angry with me, isn't jealous, isn't wrathful, is in her integrity. And now I have to go communicate with her directly. I have to tell her the truth. This is the manifestation that I want, and I have to tell her that this is the case. So then we have in the heart space, the top of the deck, overall energy, the Death card. And this is also a stalker card for me, clarifying the Magician card. So manifesting the end of the old and the beginning, the rebirth of something really beautiful, going through those golden gates. But divine feminine absolutely, or divine masculine absolutely wanting to rebirth this connection with the feminine, manifesting that rebirth to happen. The niggling feeling is the Eight of Swords. Divine masculine feeling he's up against divine feminine's boundary setting, that she has a blindfold on, that she can't quite see him, and that she is probably protecting herself from him because in the past he has been so, reckless and just not really in his integrity. And so he is feeling like he kind of has to fight against divine feminine's boundary setting, her overprotective energy. First card that's coming up is one we've already seen, of course, the Four of Swords. Now, this is in the past placement in the headspace, and it's clarifying why divine feminine was so sad. Because while everything burnt down, while everything was ruined, he did nothing. He sat here sleeping, not communicating, and just letting all this happen and not telling her what was going on. And so she was just sitting there looking at all the spilled cups, thinking that everything was over, everything was in ruin, and just being such a huge disappointment. Like, he couldn't bear communicating with her during this time or about why and what had happened. And so we're just seeing why he feels so remorseful now in the headspace. Clarifying this Queen of Pentacles, we are getting the Page of Pentacles. Now, what's interesting is we could have gotten it this way, but instead we are seeing what he has had to overcome in order to bring this feminine, this very small offer, make this small gesture. It might be a small gesture, but he's had to really overcome all of these obstacles to bring it to her. And he is acknowledging this within himself. This is him turning his back on feelings of unworthiness, because he's acknowledging how much he had to overcome to bring her simply even the smallest gesture. So that's a really beautiful realization to have. Oh my God. Clarifying the Four of Swords in reverse, we literally have the same card, the King of Swords. But again, this card is falling out so that we are seeing the back of this divine masculine. And we are seeing, like, in this side, this stubborn, he's stuck this blade in the ground. He's not going anywhere. And on this side, we are seeing that what he was doing was facing off this tower moments, that we are now getting this insight into what this divine masculine was going through, why he maintained silence. He was being silent. He wasn't communicating. He was being icy cold and aloof because he was protecting the divine feminine from some kind of shocking or very upsetting traumatic event that was either going on in his life or would have happened if he was not silent. So we're just getting this insight into, like, these are my reasons. And what's interesting is divine feminine doesn't even care. She understands the divine masculine is working. Her side is just like, yeah, okay, I get it. The Six of Pentacles, what is he doing? He is working up the bravery to reciprocate, even though this has been something that has caused issue between them, something that he's going to have to overcome, the breadcrumbing. He really wants to move into a space where he's much more generous with his communication, with bringing divine feminine truth and clarity, with being more vulnerable. You can see his feet are bare and there's this rocky landscape here. So this willingness to be much more vulnerable and actually reciprocate with the divine feminine. What has been tempered? The Devil. These two cards are almost counterparts in that one must temper the other. Neither can live while the other survives, kind of an energy coming from these two cards. Divine Masculine has tempered codependency, obsession, and addiction. And this is what has taken him such a long time to overcome. And what's really beautiful about that is now he can be reunited with the divine feminine, and there is only one feminine on this side. So I do feel he will be revealing the truth about other energies, third-party energy, and that includes career, limiting beliefs, whatever was preventing him from coming toward the feminine. But it will be to reunite with only the feminine alone. And there are those 2 cups that we saw over on divine feminine's side. So honestly, this has been a quick reading today because it's so straightforward. It's like the most straightforward. Divine Masculine is ready to communicate and bring about this reunion with the feminine, and divine feminine knows that and is giving him the time and space he needs to figure out exactly how to do it. She's not really concerned. She's like, all right, I know what's happening. And the divine masculine is like, okay, I know what I have to do. So let's look at the oracles I did choose, or I did draw for each of them. The archetype that is assisting divine feminine right now is this childlike nature, which came up a lot, even just choosing the Star Spinner Tarot in and of itself. It's such like a, dreamy deck in that way. Friendships with animals, communication with nature spirit. So I just really think this is about divine feminine staying in this really imaginative place, being playful, bonding with her pets, if you have pets or familiars, going out into nature. That 4 of Cups coming up also is a card about grounding in nature, meditation. But yeah, that's important for the feminine right now, the archetypes of nature. And she is actually getting 2 guardians. Her guardian angel is coming out to assist her in this reward energy. There's peace and prosperity, and we're getting Saint Christopher, who is here to help her with safe travel. So it does look like there's some kind of a reward that's coming from the spiritual journey. Like there can be actual travel that's coming, or she's about to engage in, or someone is traveling to her. She's finally going to be rewarded with this reunion, or rewarded for her patience on the spiritual journey, something about that. And then we're getting Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery, and it is number 8. The protection message. Bobcat Spirit tells you this is not a time to reveal your deepest, most cherished dreams and desires to others, but rather a time to be quiet and gentle with yourself as truths begin to emerge in your awareness. Self-protection is called for, so be discerning, selective, and even secretive, revealing no more than is necessary. People have a way of imposing their own opinions on you, so pay attention to whom you surround yourself with at this time. Be watchful and check your own motives as well as those of others as you keep your secrets to yourself for now, rather than expose them to those who may potentially misunderstand your intentions or may not be supportive. Let your illogical mind take a rest as you start to perceive the energy of your environment. Bobcat Spirit wants you to be stealthy and wise and keep your own counsel. Let yourself be a mystery yet to be revealed. This is a very important, and I highly recommend you listen to this message. The divine feminine is just clearly decided that true love is worth waiting for. There are going to be those friends that you have that you might want to tell this. And if you have any doubts, your friends are going to parrot the doubts back to you, which you're then going to have to reprogram. So just keep it to yourself. You know in your head and heart what is about to happen. You don't need to tell anyone about this. You don't need to talk about who it is, when it is, how it is. Enjoy this mystery in yourself. And what's really great is I think you want to, because this Two of Cups and the Seven of Swords together, it's like you're kind of like, yep, right? So keep that energy. You're also getting the Princess of Swords, which is this Page of Swords energy. So this is to be curious and to be brave and to follow the strategy that's implemented by the Queen of Swords. So that means you need to learn the strategy, right? The strategy of how to feel good, which has everything to do with the thoughts you're thinking. So keep being curious, keep learning. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time watching a specific person right now, because if you're focused on a specific person, watching a specific person, you might actually miss an opportunity. So be curious, more curious and interested in yourself and what's going on with you than you are about what's going on with that other person. They're figuring their shit out, okay? Divine Masculine, your oracles, you are getting the Father archetype in reverse. So right now you are in the shadow attributes or dealing with the shadow attributes of a Father archetype, which is dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So you might be panicking a little bit and wanting to go very firmly into that King of Swords energy and become a dictator and control the situation. Tune into the light attributes, which are a talent for creating and supporting life and being a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So, release this tendency to try to control the situation. It's your job to just be a guiding light, not a dictator. So be careful of that energy that's coming out for you. And then we are getting your guardian is Saint Padre Pio, who's continuing to help you with this healing that you are undergoing. We saw the Four of Swords twice, so you've definitely been doing healing, but Saint Padre Pio is here to continue to support you in that energy and help you really fill your own cup. You are getting Stag Spirit, take the lead. Number 58. Whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is a time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours now and model integrity in all that you do and in all your relationships. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others so they may grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. Eads. All right, Divine Masculine, it's definitely your time. This is your time. And your theme this week is the Six of Cups, which is the reunion. It is reflecting upon the past, finding both the shadow and the light there, and having seen how you've grown and changed. There's pleasure in nostalgia. There's pleasure in and bliss in thinking about the past. And it's drawing all of those pleasurable moments into the present moment so that you can feel good now and not focus on the things that are making you feel bad or the things that you don't want. So it's like really learning how to make the best of your past experiences and get the most from them. All right, we're going to close out with final messages for both twins. Before we do that, let me thank you for being here with me today. If you would like to see the full length Tell Me Everything spread, I will be doing that on Thursday for members. To become a member, there's instructions below, but click the link, join for $3.33 per month, and then you can see the 2 additional readings I do each week. Also, if you are interested in booking personal readings, the link is below. And if you have received a lot of insight from this video today, if you could please click the link that says support, the button that says support, and send donations. I am needing to move into a new place. I'm having trouble finding a place. So all of the abundance that I can attract at this point is really necessary because it's looking like I have to pay very large security deposits right now and all kinds of unpleasant things. So I could use as much help as possible. So thank you so much in advance for any donations. And of course, if you just share, like, subscribe, and do everything in your power to energetically help me prosper, that would be just so wonderful. I do thank you for all of that. And let us finally close out this very interesting reading. Okay, so right now you are both in the light attributes of the thief, which is shedding light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. So you're not fearing the Seven of Swords card today. This did not feel like a thief card. It felt like a strategy. It felt like understanding things go on behind the scenes. What is meant to be comes back to me. It can't be taken away. The love that I have comes from the divine, and no one can take that from me. Definitely, you both have achieved a level of mastery in this way. We're then getting the guardian for both of you is be brave. So your guardian angels are supporting both of you in this energy. The Queen of Wands, of course, is an energy of bravery, the strength card being embedded within her energy, and the theme for the week. So definitely bravery and confidence called for both of you. Then we are getting Mouse Spirit, the protection message, tend to the small things. I was just thinking about this little mouse I found in my apartment it was over the summer or something. I don't remember. I was just thinking about the little mouse. Are you too caught up in details, micromanaging others and stressing out because you want everything to be perfect? Are you procrastinating because you want every detail to be just right and losing track of time and your priorities? Mouse Spirit wants you to listen to your intuition that tells you that the detail you fear you are overlooking will only appear when you stop obsessing. Mouse Spirit will lead you to the nuances you need to notice and will diligently work to support you if you take a breath and trust that guidance will be provided. Small gestures carry great power right now, and maybe you need to take action toward discovering what is going on that you may not be seeing, or toward mending a relationship or situation. Ask a question, do a little research, and listen for Mouse Spirit's quiet little squeak telling you, look here, and attend to this detail. Alrighty. Oh, perfectionism? That's not a problem I have. And then your theme is the Seven of Pentacles, which I told you is a stalker card right now. This is really taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, and understanding that the seeds you have planted, the vision that you have, it's time now to harvest it. You have been so patient. You have tended to these seeds. And I think you tend to look at the time that you're waiting for them to prosper as a time of failure. And it is not a failure to have to wait for something really wonderful to happen. It's not, you're not failing when that's happening. A lot of people don't wait, they jump the gun. And we have all seen how that turns out. Over 50% of the population in that experiences divorce can testify to what happens if you don't just really allow something to really come into alignment. Okay, you want that. That's an important thing for you. So, you've done that. You've been patient, and now it looks as though things are in alignment and it's time for you to harvest. And I think that's really exciting. Hi, Jermaine. Thank you so much to everybody who's here today. The schedule for this week is going to be the Tell Me Everything reading is available on Thursday for members. Sin and I from Grace Drago will be reading either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Just keep watching our Instagram stories to find out the day for sure. I will be appearing on TikTok for $11, $22, and $33 readings periodically throughout the week. I think I will not be on today. Today's technically supposed to be my day off. So I kind of did like yesterday off and a little bit of work in the evening. And now I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing like work in the morning and now I'm going to take the rest of the day off. But I will be back tomorrow. I will be for sure going on TikTok to do readings on TikTok tomorrow. And I actually have a couple of Tell Me Everything spreads that people booked personal readings. If you want your own Tell Me Everything spread, the link is below. I'm going to be doing those tomorrow. And then I will be doing a mystery reading, something. It's usually just whatever I feel called to. If you ever want to ask me to do a particular reading and you are a member and you would like to, like, let's say you want to see a release and rebuild or an obstacle's removed, or you have a specific question, or there's a cool spread you found on the internet and you just want me to read it, send it to me. Just send me an email. You should have received an email when you became a member. You can just respond to that email or click there's a bunch of different links for emails on my website and let me know what you want me to do. And I would be more than happy to do a members requested reading for members for this next week. So let me know your ideas. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I shall see everybody very soon, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off. Take care. Bye.